whatever questions you are having basically, but only just go one by one. And I will also record your Q&A sessions. That session I will also share.
Here, in some cases, we repeated L3 for that one like 6 or 16. What exactly actually that number? It is something like if I am using OSPF, it's 89, it's something like that.
Yes, it's the same thing.
Okay.
It's a layer 3 protocol number, right? For TCP, we are having 6. For UDP, we are having 17. For ESP, we are having 50. Then we are having like 51 for AH, right? These are the layer 3 protocol numbers. Okay.
Hey Mo, I have one doubt actually. In this control, parallel control path and the single path, is inside the interfaces are connected by default, or how it is? That is inside under chip only it is connected, like physically we can it will be there.
It's a physical. These are the physical interfaces, man.
No, not here. There is a control path and data path is the right management path and
You are talking about the management plane and data plane, right?
data plane. Sorry, yeah, yes.
So let me just go here. So which interface you are talking about? So your data interface is a part of data plane. Okay. And your management interface is a part of management plane. So your management plane interface is connected here through your management plane. Let me just show you one diagram so you will get the things. So generally, I don't used to explain this thing because it's a diagram from my advanced tech troubleshooting classes, but let me just find it out. You will get somewhere here day 3 and day 4 hardware architecture kind of diagrams. Go down where it is. Yeah, this one. So your interfaces is connected like that. So if you will see, this is the advanced diagram of your Palo Alto networks 5000 series box. So your management plane, your interfaces on your management plane, it's connected here. Your management interface and your HA1 interface and your SFP plus ports and your RJ45 port, they have a connectivity with these chips. These are the Marvel chip and Petra chip. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And on all the boxes, you will not get these things. First of all, just remember one thing. So if I'll go here down, but you have asked this thing. So if I'll tell you the architecture of 8000 series boxes, you will see in 8000 series boxes, you just have a management plane and you just have a data plane, which is you just have here Octeon chip. You don't have any kind of Jaguar chip. You don't have any kind of Tiger or Liger chip. You don't have any kind of Malware chip and all. And your ports directly connected with this particular Octeon chip. Okay.
Yeah, understood. Thank you.
This is Mayank here.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the you have said that there is control plane and data plane, right? We can reboot the either control plane or data plane. But suppose I have the issue in the netting, right? Netting is not working, so I have to reboot whole data plane, or can I reboot the network processing plane or CPU?
So what kind of issue you are having in your
in the netting?
In netting, what kind of issue you are having?
Net is not working.
Why it is not working?
Just like example that net is not working. So can I reboot the specific network processing CPU?
No, I'm asking why net is not working. What is the issue basically? Because there is a special cases, right? If net is not working, there is a reason behind that, right? I was looking for that reason.
Okay, so that is not a specific reason as of now. So when you said that we can reboot the data plane or control plane if you are having any problem, right? So in the data plane there are basically 3 CPUs. The signature match CPU is a security processing CPU and network processing CPU.
Yes.
So can I reboot any one of the CPU in the data plane, or
No,
we have to reboot
you have
the whole
to
data plane?
entire the whole data plane.
Okay. So we cannot reboot the network processing CPU or something else. We have to reboot the whole data plane CPU,
Yes.
whole data plane, right?
Yes. We have
Okay,
to
okay.
reboot the entire data plane.
One
But in
more thing,
management plane, so let me tell you one thing. Okay.
I think,
Vishnu, just wait. Let me just complete his thing, his answer. Okay. We'll go one by one. We have enough time. Don't worry. Okay. I'm not going anywhere. So if I'll show you one more diagram, maybe this is tough. Kanhaiya, can you just be on mute? Guys, just follow this instruction. Do not speak if you are not asking anything. I'm just telling you some serious information, right? So it will disturb the entire class. Now, if I'll show you the exact architecture of your management plane and data plane, then you will get the whole idea. Actually, I'm not sure. Sometimes I lose my diagrams actually. Pan OS data plane we have, but I'm looking for management plane.
I think there's a way to search your.
Sorry.
I believe there's a way to search your graph, your notes.
Actually, there is a management plane. I have very good diagram. So if you just see that diagram, you will get whole idea actually. That's why I'm looking where it is. If somebody see there is a MPT Surya, this is the one, Pan OS management plane. Let's load it. So this is the actual management plane and data plane. Okay. Now, if something is not working basically, which means if something is not working, for that we have a specific process. So if I take example, if let's suppose your DSCP is not working, that time we just restart this particular process. If let's suppose your interface is creating problem, we will start this specific process. If your routing is having some issues, we will restart this particular process. And they are the part of your management plane. If there is an issue with your BPN related stuff, SSL BPN, we will restart these process. If there is an issue with HA, we will restart this process. And these process restart needed if some kind of bug is there in your operating system, or something is not working. You have see some abnormal behavior. Okay. And
got it.
In your data plane, so let me just tell you here, guys, generally we have 3 planes. Okay. Data plane, management plane, and we do have a control plane, which is a part of data plane as well. Okay. But this is some internal information of Palo Alto Tech. So you will see we have a MP relay agent. If these agents, they are having any problem, we can restart these agent as well, these different agent processes. Okay. If something like if you have a problem at your chip level, like your Octeon chip is not working fine, or your network processor chip is not working fine, and your Jaguar chip is not working fine, that time we will start the data plane, entire data plane. Okay. If some feature is not working, we will start the respected process. Okay.
Obviously, it will impact in the production, right? Once we restarted the services.
Obviously.
Yeah, okay.
Because it is not working, man. So what it will not impact anything from
anything. Yes.
Yeah.
ultimately it's not working, right?
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Thank you.
How can we restart through CLI or GUI? Is it possible through GUI?
No, man, everything through CLI.
Sure.
There are the commands basically. Don't worry. Just a first lecture.
Okay.
We will go. You will get lots of cool information.
Sure.
Guys, now who has put the question on chat? Please, you can ask now. I'm here happy to answer.
Hello, can you please just explain me the throughput processing? Why is better than the you just mentioned the class not throughput. Can you just give me a brief one more time? throughput, why is better than the router?
Because
part-
router is a stateless device. It will send the packet all the time through all the engines. And in your Palo Alto firewall, it will bypass your routing net and policy checks because it's a stateful device. That was the reason.
Okay. And that ingress and egress interface, packet flow just.
Ingress and egress simple. Interface with receiving the packet is your ingress interface. The interface with sending out the packet is your egress interface.
Okay. And when we check in the monitoring tool, so in that the ingress, the ingress packet is mentioned in the how is mentioned in this line monitoring tool. In interface means
Which monitoring tool? Which monitoring tool you are?
any monitoring tool.
We don't. There is no monitoring tool who can monitor the internal process of your Palo Alto firewall.
No, I'm not talking about internal process. I'm talking about the traffic bandwidth monitoring, traffic monitoring, interface
So
traffic monitoring.
in traffic, what you want to monitor, you can just be
Suppose
specific.
I want to check the how much traffic is going on this interface 1/1.
You can see the counters value there.
Okay, so it's a ingress means the packet is coming from interface, right?
Yes, you can see the counters there. Counters are there. But if you are saying like packet is going on ingress, then going on slow path, fast path, how it is going, we don't have any kind of tools. We have to run the advanced debug commands like flow basic.
Okay.
On your Palo Alto firewall, and you will see the processing. Let me just see if I have any file for that. Yeah, I do have one file. Let me see if I have anything. This is the processing basically. This is how your packet is processed by the Palo Alto networks. Now, if you want to take out the things properly, like how this is the same one. Let me just see because I have one. This is the one. Come on, it's taking some time in loading. My CPU is 57. Yeah, that is. You will see this is how your Palo Alto process the packet. These are the advanced debug commands which I have run. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you in my T-suite webinar I used to cover that part.
Okay.
I used to show you all the process. I will tell you how you can extract the entire like TCP stream. You will see packet received at the forwarding stage, right? And file. This is how they will store the packet into your memory buffers. This is the exact content. At the forwarding stage, you will see the ingress and other stage as well. I think I have taken the wrong packet here. That's why you will always see a forwarding stage, but you will see ingress stage and everything in a proper way. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Hemu.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Is this control plane and data plane above BSD Linux?
BSD Linux is your management plane only.
Okay.
BSD Linux, but it's a customized version. So we cannot say it's a totally BSD Linux, but it's a customized version of it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Sir, is some people are calling traditional firewall. Is traditional and legacy is the same?
Yeah, it's
the same, right?
It's same.
Sure.
Hi, Hemu sir. Thank you for the session. And my question is, between the session you said for client to server and from server to client, there is a two flow keys. My query is that why there is a two flow keys? It should be a one flow key. I think flow key is the session ID itself, right?
No.
For a single packet.
Let me just tell you. You have asked very good question actually. Let me just explain you this part then. Let me go here. Okay, so let's take an example. I have this particular diagram. This is my PA firewall. This is my PC having IP address 10.1.1.70. This is Ethernet 1x2 interface, and this interface is a part of inside zone. Okay. This is Ethernet 1x3 interface. I have here one server 10.2.2.70 running on port 80. This is my outside interface. Okay, so if I draw the packet here, client to server, means packet is going from here to here. In client to server packet, what is the source IP?
10.1.1.70.
10.1.1.70. What is the destination IP?
It's random.
10.2.2.70.
Yeah, 1 to
10.2.2.70.
Right.
What is the source port? Any random
So
port?
any random port.
What is the destination port? It's AD. What is the ingress zone?
Inside.
It's inside. And what is the layer 3 protocol number?
It's 80.
It's
6.
TCP. So 6,
6.
right? Now let me write down here server to client communication. When server give the reply, what is the source IP address?
10.2.2.70.
10.2.2.70. Destination IP?
10.1.1.70.
10.1.1.70. Source port?
80.
Destination port?
Any random port.
Not
Or the
random.
1025.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
will reply on this one, right?
Right.
Then ingress zone?
Ingress zone is
This time
outside.
outside.
Right.
And layer 3 protocol number?
It will be
6, right?
6.
Now, if you will see here, as I have mentioned, when we receive this particular packet, what it will do? My firewall, it will run the MD5 hash.
Right.
So when it will run the hash on this source IP, this destination IP, this source port, this destination port, inside zone and protocol number. What is the flow key? It will get one flow key. Let's suppose it has get here A, B, C, D, E, F. Let's say I'm just putting here simple numbers, right? Now see the server to client. When he run the MD5 hash, do you get the same value here as well?
No, I mean, fields are different. Like ingress zone is different here, so value
Yep.
must be the different.
Ingress zone is different, and also you will see this source and destination IP also exchange, right?
Right.
Which means, let's suppose you have get here A star hash star 15BE. This hash key you will get, right? So what used to happen after, because you know my firewall, right? When it has match in your session table or in your silo path, basically, when it has gone through your net and everything, right? Through net, it know the net rule, if there is any net rule, right? And your routing, it know the egress interface and egress zone, right or no?
Right, sir. It
Right.
has.
So what it will do? It will generate that time. So your this key, client to server, is generated during the flow lookup only, when it will do the flow lookup first time. Okay.
Okay.
And when your rule is allowed, everything is allowed in your silo path, that time it will generate the server to client flow key. And after that only what will happen? So every firewall, they are having one session, basically starting from 1 till 2,56,000 as per my BM. So what they are having, these are the free session IDs. They are waiting on free pools. What they will do, it will take out one session ID Let's say it has taken out 100, and it will basically associate this session ID with these two flow key. And
Okay.
it will store these flow key. So there is a two different flow key just on one session. Okay.
Okay.
Just one
The
session
one,
ID with two flow keys
right.
always.
The one is generated when flow lookup has been taken place at
Yes.
the ingress stage, right?
Not ingress, after ingress stage.
After ingress state. And the second is the response to that. That is also in the slow path stage itself, right?
Yep. That is in slow path.
That
And
is in slow path.
and
Okay.
after that, whatever communication will happen between these machines, you will see
Mhm.
these values will not change for them, right? They are always fixed
Right,
for them, right? So
right, right,
that's why now my firewall easily he can bypass your slow path for remaining request and reply packet, and it will just process your request on the basis of these values. That's it.
right.
Because go
Right.
ahead.
So corresponding to two flow keys, client to server and server to client, we have a one session ID which is stored in a session table. And for the second path, the firewall look for that session ID itself and take the decision to bypass the slow path or not, right?
Now just tell me one thing. When we have received the reply from this server, so
Mm-hmm.
that packet go to ingress lookup
Right,
first, right? And after it
right,
will come to flow lookup, right? So when we have
right,
received this packet, what will happen? My firewall, it will get all this information from that packet.
right, right,
It will create the flow key that time. And
right,
after that, by using that flow key, it will do the lookup into your MongoDB database.
right,
Because when first time we have processed the packet, we have created this flow key as well, and we have stored here, right? So
right,
now
right,
this
right,
time this value will match.
right, right.
Let's
I
say
got
this
it,
value
sir.
is match, which means this is the
Right,
session ID, and
right,
now I have
right.
to process the packet according to this session ID. Okay,
Right, sir. Right,
it
sir. Sir,
happens like
there's a one more query which confused me. Like here, the ingress zone, when the packet is coming from client to server,
that.
in that case, also packet is going towards the firewall. But we mentioned the ingress zone outside. So it is with respect. So inside and outside, we decide with respect to the packet or with respect to the interface of the firewall.
No, in packet we have a destination IP.
Right.
Now, if you want to go to into one location, let's suppose you want to go to Delhi from Bangalore. What you will do?
Mhm.
You will take the flight of Delhi only, right?
Right.
How will you will take? You will check the things, right? You will check which
Right.
flights are going to Delhi, right? The same thing.
Yes.
What that decision is taken by the routing table, because on routing table we have defined 10.2.2.70 is reachable via this interface.
Okay. And this is the outside interface of the firewall,
Yeah, we
and
have to
that's why we
yeah,
mention it.
we will define always, we will define
Okay.
this zones. We have to put each and every interface of Palo Alto Fire in a zones.
Okay. So this is not with respect to the traffic flow. Like I'm confused. Like
No, it is not related to traffic flow. Okay,
traffic flow. Okay.
do not think about it like flow will change when packet come from outside or packet
Right.
come from inside. No,
Right.
flow is always same. Basically, I'm not sure. I've seen like
Mhm.
checkpoint official documents as well. They have
Mhm.
changed. I think I'm not sure why they have changed. Maybe
Mhm.
that's these are not the correct documents at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, generally, when we say that firewall policy is applied on inbound and outbound, that is also corresponding to this inside and outside, or it is something different?
Generally,
It's a inbound firewall policy. It is a outbound firewall policy. That's what I
so
mean to
generally
ask.
what happens if you have a inbound policies, which means these policy will generally you have written for the traffic which is coming from outside to inside. Let's suppose you have around 20 servers in your LAN network, and you have some people, they want to access your servers. They will send that traffic, right, to about these 20 servers through your firewall. So these kind of rules is known as inbound rules. I'm not sure why they will mention. I can say I generally, when I used to design any solution, I used to put like LAN to DMZ or LAN to servers, like that. I used to mention the name like outside to LAN. This kind of
Okay.
naming I used to give basically. So inbound means
Okay.
the root security policy which is matching the incoming traffic, which is for the incoming traffic towards your
Okay.
organization. or the
Okay, sir.
outbound policy, that the policy which are matching the packet which is going out of your organization. Okay,
Okay, sir. It is just a naming convention to
just a
identify
name.
the traffic flow, nothing to do with the firewall's processing, right?
Yeah, it's just a name.
Okay.
And guys, I was
Okay.
mentioning this thing, like I will used to cover that part of the TCP send packet processing. How? So you will see packet receiver then this stage, like that they will start the parsing of your packet, and like that they will collect your information. Okay, layer 2, then layer 3, then layer 4, TCP all option, then they will do the flow lookup.
Okay, sir.
Then they
Okay,
will
got it.
perform the flow lookup like that. And after that, if there is no flow, no active flow found, in queue to the create a session, means now your packet is going to the silo path. We're mentioning this thing here. Now your routing lookup, then session setup. So through after routing lookup, they will get the ingress interface and egress interface, ingress and egress, right? And zone number 1. Then net policy lookup, which rule is matching. Now destination net is matching. Now translate address is this. They know everything, right? Again, they in the destination net, they again do the routing lookup. Then session setup, right? Then policy lookup. Then you will apply your TCI policy, allocated new session ID. So this is the session ID they have allocated for this fellow.
Sir, sorry, one question with respect to the hardware. We see that for a higher end boxes, there is a 2 octeon chip or 3 octeon
3.
chips,
Yeah.
right? And also the pattern match processor and signature match processor also
2.
increased like two like this, right?
Yes.
What about the network processor? Is it always be
It is
one
always
for?
one. It is always
Okay,
be one,
any
because
specific
we
reason?
don't put
Yeah.
much load on network processor. It's just a session offload. It will just offload the session which is basically we wants to upload. And generally I have seen in like 80% deployment, this session offloading is disabled basically.
So what this session offloading is exactly for which this network processor is works?
Session offloading means, let's suppose we are receiving the encrypted traffic. If we are getting the encrypted traffic, which means we will not able to read that traffic, right? If we are getting the encrypted traffic, which means we will not able to read it properly. And if we will, can you just wait? Hello. So if we will receive the encrypted traffic, then if we will, my firewall is not able to read anything, and if we will send this traffic to your Jaguar chip, is Jaguar chip able to do anything with this traffic?
Nothing. They,
Then
I mean,
then why I will basically forward this traffic to Jaguar chip. So what Jaguar chip will do, it will inform to your data plane CPU like layer 7 is complete for this session. If layer 7 is completed for this session, which means what it will do, now my data plane CPU will offload that load to the network processor. So your network processor will process all these packets, because we are just offloading the load from data plane CPU from Octeon chip. Okay.
okay. So in that case, if encrypted packet goes to the Jaguar chip and it is said that L7 is completed and forward that packet to network processor done the processing, and
It
after that
will not
again that
forward, it will just inform. This Jaguar chip just send a notification message to data
okay,
plane CPU,
okay,
because I will not able to do it anything, because I'm receiving the encrypted packet.
right,
For this session, what you can do, you can offload maybe with the network processor. Now your data plane CPU will offload this session, because
okay,
this is the session, this is the processor who is processing at ingress level. Your flow lookup, everything is done by this processor, right?
right, sir, right.
So that's
Sir,
why.
so this packet will go to the network processor and then it again come to this
No,
data
no,
plane
no.
CPU,
Now
and
your packet
how
is go to
how this
network.
complete? I
So
mean, how it's processing complete?
let me just show you one thing. I have a dedicated diagram, because you don't know the life of a session as well. These are the troubleshooting batch things. Actually, I don't used to cover these things, but you have asked, so that's why I'm showing you. If somebody see like life of a session on PanOS, let me know on my screen. life of a session, life of a packet. Then we will have a life of a session. This is the one. Let me just see if I have written the offloaded related information here. No, actually that information is not here. Okay, I think here I have covered. Shit. Not written here as well. Okay, so let me just give you one thing here. See, according to the diagram which I have explained here with these processors and all, which is this one. So I think if I'll explain you the flow, you will get the point here. Okay, so let's see the packet, how packet is flowed here. So generally what happens, let's say you have received the packet on Ethernet 1x1 interface. Okay, your packet go to Marvel chip, then go to Tiger and Liger, and it will forward towards the Octeon chip. Now your Octeon chip will start the packet according to the life of a packet on PAN-OS. Your ingress process and everything is done here. Now, if your packet needs to go for app ID and content ID, that time this chip will forward the packet to Jaguar chip, right? Now let's take an example. We are getting the encrypted packets for a session number 100. Let's suppose session ID 100. We are getting all the packet are encrypted. Okay, so now this packet will go here, Marvel, Tiger, Liger, and Octeon chip, right? Octeon chip will process at ingress stage, flow lookup, session setup state, then first path, then forwarding stage. Connection is created now, right? And when we receive app ID, so that packet go to here to Jaguar chip. Because we are receiving the encrypted packet, which means my Jaguar chip is identified this traffic always as a web browsing or maybe as a SSL, because he is not able to read the content inside that packet, which means there is no any sense. There is no any sense to reach these particular packets to Jaguar chip, right? For this session, because all are encrypted and we are not using SSL decryption on our firewall. We are not using SSL decryption, just remember. So what will happen? For this session ID 100, what will happen? This Jaguar chip send one notification message, layer 7 complete. If layer 7 is completed for this session ID, which means now my data plane CPU will not forward any further packet to Jaguar chip. And because this particular Octeon chip or data plane CPU know my Tiger or my Liger chip, which is my network processor, it can able to process the packet from layer 2 to layer 4, right? Means it can able to do the routing, it can able to do the net and everything. So what he will do for such kind of packet, to offload the load from here, it will just inform this Liger chip, this is the session which I am offloading towards you. Now you are the one who have to process the packet. So for offloaded session, what happens? Your packet reaches here, going to Malware and Tiger Liger, it will do layer 2 to layer 4 processing and forward it out. Like that your flow will happen. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Now there's one more thing, because you have asked, so let me just tell you now how basically my data plane CPU, because you know this session table, right?
Right.
It is a part of your data plane CPU, right? Now
Right.
how my data plane CPU know the how it will maintain the life of a session here. How my data plane CPU know traffic is still going on for session ID 100, or they have just stopped the communication with each other. In that case, because you know in Palo Alto 5 there is a process known as ager process. This ager process runs on this Octeon chip. So what happens after every 16 packets, when this Liger or Tiger chip, it will process the 16 packet, it will send one notification towards the data plane CPU. A still packet is going on for this process. So like that, they will manage the age of your session. Okay, like that
Okay,
your
sir.
thing happens in case of
Oh,
session offloader.
okay. Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful explanation.
Welcome. Any other questions, guys? Anyone have?
Yeah, I want to ask one thing. Is FPGA intelligent or just store data plane functionality pushed from a control plane?
FPGA means FPGA, right?
Yeah, yeah.
FPGA just a field programmable gateway array. These are the, we can say, chip in your system. Okay. And the thing is, your operating system, what will happen? It will take help of these chips for the processing of your packet. So whatever code we are running into this Liger or Tiger chip, it can able to do your layer 2 to layer 4 processing. Okay, it can able to do the ARP lookup, it can understand the MAC, it can understand the IPv4 header, it can understand the TCP and UDP header, it can able to apply the, it can able to do the net address translation, it can able to do all your layer 2 to layer 4 task on the packet. Okay,
Yeah, okay, got it. One more thing. In data plane, is the data packet replicated for signature, security, and
no, no,
network
no,
process?
no. I have not seen people. I have seen some videos are there on YouTube. They just say one packet go here, like one packet go here, one packet go here, one packet go here, right? It's not like that. There is a proper flow, and I have mentioned this is the engine who will do all the packet processing according to the life of a packet. Jaguar chip come in a picture for app ID and content ID only. Your layer 7. If session is offloaded, processed by this engine. Okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
sir. I have a query regarding the throughput. So earlier, when we saw the data sheets for different physical hardwares like P8, 200, 800, and 5000, these are different throughput values. We have like threat prevention throughput and maximum throughput. So what is that?
In your data sheet. So the thing is, they have mentioned if you are using app ID feature on your Palo Alto firewall, you will get this much throughput. If you will use the IPS as well, you will get this much throughput. Because as you know, multiple features of Palo Alto firewall, this throughput will decrease, right? It is like, it is the, this is the one only. So if I'll go here, open that URL. Tomorrow, guys, I will start your lab setup, and I hope everyone has filled that particular Google Sheet. Please fill your Gmail email IDs. Okay. So if you will see this thing, right? So if you just need the, if you will just use app ID feature along with your layer 2 to layer 4 feature, you will get 39 Gbps of throughput. If you will use app ID and threat prevention as well, that time your throughput will be 24.8. If this is the connection per second, maximum session per second, so this is like that. Okay, if you will use IP segregated as well, then you will get the throughput of 21 Gbps. Okay, because
Okay.
as you know multiple features, you will get the throughput bit less.
Okay. Got it, sir.
Yeah.
And for every feature, we need license, or by default, all the features are enabled?
Yeah, generally we need a license for the features, and I will cover that part in your license class here in day 3. Okay, what are the license? But for your like your antivirus, anti-spyware, and vulnerability, you need a threat prevention license. For URL filtering, you need a PAN-DB or either Bright Cloud license. And for your app ID, you don't need any license. Okay, if you have a base license, you will get the application updates. You need, for wildfire, you need a license. For DNS security, you need a license. For global protect, you need a license. Okay.
One more thing, sir. So you said that like in most of the organizations, like 80% of organizations don't use that session uploading feature. So is it due to that due to security concerns or like what?
Because generally what happens, these organizations, they always use the SSL decryption.
Yeah.
If they will use the SSL decryption, then every packet they want to send through your layer 7 inspection. Okay, that was the main reason. So generally what happens, let me just tell you, like in industries, you don't have setup like that. Okay, you have first layer 2 to layer 4 firewall at the perimeter, and behind your critical applications, you have your layer 7 firewalls. Okay, it happens like that, designs and all. I'm not sure in your organization how they design it, but this is the best design. At perimeter, they have a layer 2 to layer 4 firewall. Maybe if you have a Palo Alto here, you are just writing the security policies normal. For other devices, you are having here layer 7 inspection enabled, all the layer 7 inspection enabled inside you, in front of your DMG server. Because you know, if your people are going towards the internet, right, you don't need to do much things, right? Let's say your people, maybe what happens in your branches, you are just writing the rule on the layer 2 to layer 4 info, and you are sending all the traffic to your HQ side. Now from HQ, you are providing the internet termination links.
Yes, sir. And maybe layer 7 where we have the data centers.
So in data center, we will enable the layer 7 functionality, because here we have a big chassis. Maybe in your branches, you just have some SD-WAN kind of devices and all, right? Now the things are changing. Everyone is moving towards the SD-WAN devices here. They used to connect with their HQ sites, or maybe they will use to connect with the cloud environment, where they will put the big firewalls for the inspection, and after that your traffic going out.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Hello. My question is, the same thing, the SSL decryption works on the load balancer also. So the load balancer functionality and the firewall functionality would be same, or is it different?
It is different.
Okay.
Why you need load balancer?
For SSL decryption?
No, load balancer you are using for SSL decryption only, or what is the purpose of load balancer?
It's a security means application security gateway, as well as the decryptions. SSL description.
So let me tell you, your load balancer, it works on proxy based architecture. Okay.
Okay.
It will do the proxy there. Okay. But in Palo Alto, it will not do any kind of proxy. So in your SSL decryption, these things are clear.
Okay, means the load balancer is act as a reverse proxy type
yes.
of
Yes. It's a reverse proxy. It will support a reverse proxy kind of architecture. But in Palo Alto, your packet is end-to-end encrypted. Okay.
So we cannot decrypt the packet and send it to the inside network, right? We just take a totally encrypted packet.
Yes, we have to send the encrypted packet. Only we are just playing with the session keys and all. Okay.
Okay.
So we have one session key here. I'm not discussing here right now because you don't know SSL handshake as well. So you will not understand.
Not an issue.
Any other doubts, guys? Any other questions? Anyone have?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
What are the limitations between physical Palo Alto and VM Palo Alto, sir?
Limitation, the main limitation, which is your throughput. You will not get the very high throughput in your virtual machines. And also one more thing, you don't have a dedicated processor in your virtual machines. You don't have these Liger, Tiger, Octeon chips there. Okay. So let's say you are installing your VM over the EXI environment, or on that server, if you are having Intel chip, then it will use these Intel resources. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sir, I have one more question. That is there any significance for layer 5 and layer 6 on the firewall?
Generally nowadays, we don't have any concept of layer 5 and layer 6 actually. Everything at layer 7, either layer 4. Because see, this OSI model is not used by the people. They are using TCP/IP model. It's the latest one. So the implementation of OSI model is your TCP/IP, which is having your layer 7, layer 4, layer 3, like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Because when you capture the packet on Wireshark, you will see these layer 5 or layer 6. No, right?
Sir, can you explain again fast path, sir?
What is the doubt in your fast path do you have? Just let me know so I can explain accordingly.
So actually all the kind of work on the slow path. So what is the role in fast path, sir?
What are the tasks we generally perform in fast path?
So actually all the routing and security policy applied on slow path. And next to fast path, we will be forwarding the state, sir.
Now we are doing layer 2 to layer 4 processing. In fast path, we are applying the NAT here in fast path.
Okay, sir.
And also if your SSL engine, your IPsec engine, and your decompression engine, they are also part of your fast path only. Okay. So all these tasks is come under your fast path.
In a Cisco FTD, there is a fast path in mentioned in the policy level. So inside
FTD, I
different-
don't know.
Okay.
FTD, I don't know, man.
Okay, okay, no.
Yeah. So I think you are asking in FTD they mentioned fast path in front of policy.
Actually, yeah, fast
Which
path
is the I think which is the old feature of only here you can able to call your layer 2 to layer 4 security things only, right? You will not able to apply your URL filtering everything on these
Yes,
policies, right?
Only just take a source
So
of
which means you
source
are
IP.
processing your packet is processed by the lean engine only, which is Cisco ASA code.
Yes, it's not send it to the.
It's not actual
slot.
it's not actual fast path basically. Okay.
Okay, that's clear now.
You can say they are basically disabling the layer 7 inspection on FTD for these packets. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Hello, Himu sir, one doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cisco has its own ecosystems like AMP, Umbrella, and other materials, and they build these firewalls. So same like that. So Palo Alto has any antivirus and that thing which has to
Yeah,
be.
they have a traps. I think Palo Alto traps will be there. It's a dedicated AMP solution from Palo Alto, like we can say endpoint security solution.
Yeah, for
Because
Cisco,
Palo Alto is just a one box solution for all the things basically. Okay.
Okay, for Cisco there is a engine called there is a separate intelligence system which is called Talos. They used to get the certificate and signature. Same like that for
Yeah, in Palo Alto, I'm not sure that thing, but they are having Unit 42 team. That Unit 42 team will do all these things like Talos people used to do it.
Okay.
And nowadays, what happened? Let me just tell you, because security become very important. These Talos, they are sharing the feedback with Palo Alto, and Palo Alto sharing their feeds with each other. And lots of third party also working for them. They are sharing the information. Okay.
Yeah.
Things seven, because nowadays in your URL filtering, I will give you these glimpse of it, like how Palo Alto have opened now Palo Alto has also opened the feeds from Snot. They are getting the feeds from Snots as well. And you know what is Snot?
Yeah.
So in your Cisco devices, this is the antivirus, anti-spyware, or vulnerability protection engine, or URL filtering engine. Snot is the engine. Okay.
Yeah.
But in Palo Alto firewall,
they're inbuilt.
That particular snot, they don't have a snot kind of thing. Everything is inbuilt. Okay. But now they have basically also collecting these feeds from the snot engine, basically. Okay. Because they have opened their integration for snot as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say I have another doubt. Like let's say we have management plane, and which gives us this admin access and control SSHS access or URL access. If it goes down, Is there any other way to access to Palo Alto firewall?
Sorry, can you just come again?
Yeah, let's say we have lost control from the control. Like for example, we lost control using SSH or URL or any other ways to get into the system. That is, control plane is kind of management plane is down. So, is there any other way to get into Palo Alto's
See,
console?
first of all, you have to tell me the reason why management plane is down.
Yeah, is some kind of attack or it crashed the CPU, those kind of things.
No, this will not happen if your management plane will crash. Your data plane will automatically crash because you know all the daemons and other processes are running here only.
Okay.
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 And also, yeah, you can able to access your Palo Alto GUI via data interfaces, right? This is true, but the thing is, the daemon who is responsible for providing these web pages, right, is running in your management plane only. This HTTP daemon. If your management plane is crashed, which means your HTTP daemon is also down, right?
Yeah. And can we integrate this Palo Alto with ICE or secure Aruba ClearPass like that?
I think that I'm not sure because I have not seen the integration with ICE.
Okay.
But you can easily integrate with Aruba using the radius.
Yeah,
So,
you can integrate with ICE, that
yep,
third-party devices.
Yeah, you can able to integrate through ICE with these particular thing. Okay, but I'm not sure because see, in Cisco devices, you can do lots of stuff with using ICE, right?
Yes, they have
Because
the
you can do a lots of triple related stuff, right? But on Palo Alto Firewall, I think you will not, you can only able to use them for the authentication purpose.
Yeah. Okay.
That part you can do it because you can use the database.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I have one off-topic question. Like I was reading in the internet, like we have some Palo Alto different kind of subscriptions like Strata, Cortex, and Prisma.
These are the cloud services from Palo Alto basically. Okay. This Prisma is a dedicated solution hosted over the Palo Alto cloud, like you have a AWS cloud, Azure cloud. But these Prisma and all, these are the SASE solution. Security access, secure access security is. These solution is very good for the work from home users. Okay. As you know, you are working from home, so you can send all the traffic to the Prisma cloud. Now in Prisma cloud, they have applied here security posture, all the security policy, everything applied here. Authentication will also take care by the Prisma cloud only. And after that, only you can able to go towards the internet, or either you can go towards your data center.
Kind of Zscaler solution.
Yeah, Zscaler is similar thing. Cisco Choice, Palo Alto Prisma, Zscaler, all are the same.
So what is CNC's firewalls? Palo Alto firewall.
These are the cloud native firewalls basically. Cloud native firewall means right now you know Docker.
Yes, Docker container. Yeah.
Containers and all, right? These are the Docker container images only. So we are running Palo Alto images on this Docker as a Docker containers. And we are basically managing everything through the Kubernetes clusters. Okay.
In Palo Alto, like unit 42 something is there and Whitefire is there. What is the difference between these two?
Unit 40 team is a team who is basically responsible for all your threat analysis and everything. They are the person who is basically collecting the feeds, and they are basically changing the database on a back end. Okay. And Wildfire is a sandboxing solution.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, like one query regarding we can reserve a particular MAC address in SSL VPN. It's possible, sir. Global protection in PA firewall, sir, because we have one project regarding for that. So
Reserves, I have not basically done that lab so far actually, but maybe in your GP classes we can look into these options. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because as of now I cannot able to comment, but definitely if it is they are asking, maybe that feature will be there actually.
So this unit 45, do you need to integrate with the firewall, or how the threat intelligence information firewall will get?
Sorry.
This unit 42, we
No,
need to
we don't need
integrate.
to. We don't need to integrate. Your firewall fetch the information from this particular. It fetch the information from these update servers of Palo Alto networks.
Client IP pool.
I will check on your global protect classes. Okay.
Okay.
For
Sir,
now,
sure.
I have not done it, so I'm not sure. But if there is any way, then definitely we can able to do it.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, another doubt, like if you have any idea about this subscription based thing in cloud. So for example, if you are using AWS or Azure, we used to get
Sorry, your voice is coming very feeble.
yeah. So I am just asking about the subscription. What kind of subscription usually companies will use in AWS or Azure cloud for this Palo Alto? Is it will it take any limitation based on the subscription?
So what kind of subscription you are looking? Pay as you go generally, they are following that only. That's the
So
one journal they are following. Pay as you
okay,
go.
since we are using the VM things in the cloud, so do we have any limitation in that?
No, generally we don't have any limitation. They will support all the features apart from virtual systems. I think virtual system is not supported. Otherwise, you will get all the features.
Okay.
Do you have in Palo Alto any specific model is there for OT operation technology?
Sorry, which model? For what?
OT operation technology. Any specific model like that?
Operational technology. I'm not aware about this thing. I don't know what it is. I
No,
don't know this model.
that is come actually classification of side that operations and all that classify. Then this is a firewall will not come, I guess.
Like in Fortinet and all, they have separate firewalls for IT and OT. So
IT and OT.
yeah, ICS like the industrial system control systems. For industrial control system, there is separate firewalls.
Actually, I have not heard these things. I heard just first time.
No problem.
Okay, any other doubts, guys? Anyone have? Otherwise, we can close for the day.
Hi, sir. Sahil this side.
Yes, Sahil, go ahead.
I have different query. I have to create a 500 objects. So I want to automate it from the CLI. I see some videos. Can
What you want to create? 5,000?
500 objects.
Okay.
From CSV file to through CLI automation. So that manually I don't want to enter.
Yes, through CLI you can able to do it easily. Okay. You have to create the CLI scripts for that.
Yes.
If you are good with the Python, you can just write, I think, 10 to 15 line of code. You can achieve that task.
So you can use Palo Alto API also. User, you can show him that Palo Alto Python course on our application where we have that videos. So Sahil, you can buy that course. We have already covered that in detail. So you can push using API, Palo Alto APIs.
XML APIs you can able to do.
Yeah.
So I was just mentioning. So the thing is for that, you have to either use Python. That's the best practice. Either you can use Python, either you can use Ansible, or either you can use Terraform. But I'm not sure what level of automation all these things supported with regards to Palo Alto, because I have not worked with this side of the things.
Any CLI command you refer?
CLI command, just set device group object. You can use this thing, or set object, set address object. These commands you can use.
It is manually, right? I just want to fetch it from CSV.
Yes,
so in that Python or Ansible.
Python you have to use basically. So here I have not seen any options we are having.
Yeah, and there is no option. From CLA, there is option. I see some videos.
Okay, because I'm not maybe aware of these videos.
No, sir, it's not available. So if you find an article, you can try that. You
Yeah,
can
just
share
send
with
me
us.
that article if you have. I'll have a look on that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And generally these 500 objects and all, you have to create on Panorama basically. So it's just a one-time job, because I used to prefer this thing only in my production environment. I used to basically create these objects on my Panorama. So I used to create the CLI scripts for that manually. Basically, I have to just copy paste the IP. I have to replace these values. That's it actually.
So
And
actually,
we do
we
have
can
a,
use change window, right? So that's the problem. So
so
we
you
have
can
only
create
command.
a CLI template basically. You can create CLI template. Let me just show you the template. You can just create a CLI template. You can push your CLI template as well on your Panorama, right? You can create these things on your Panorama, and when your change windows came, you can just push the configuration. That's how you can increase the process. Okay. Like you can create these kind of CLI scripts. For routing, you can create a script like that, address groups and all. Okay.
Okay, now I got it. So
you
we
can create a
create that
secure.
template and just push during the change window.
Yeah, you can see what you can create the template, and you can also configure this template on your Panorama, but do not commit the changes. Okay. And once your change window came, you can just commit your changes. Means you can do your work before your change window, and in your change window, you just need to commit the changes, and you have to push that changes on the device. That's it. Okay.
So when we create, it will create logs, right? In the ICE that this user login and create that objects.
Yeah, this thing will, you will get the log for that.
So that is not possible.
No, I think this is always accepted by the organizations. Actually, I'm not sure in your organization, but I have worked for multiple organizations, and I used to do the same thing. If let's suppose, if I'll give you an example, let's say you want to configure a static routing for 100 routes in your Palo Alto firewall, and let's say you just have a 1 hour of change window. You need minimum 2 hours to basically complete this work by a CLI as well. Okay. So you can only able to put only 15 lines in one go for the safer side, right? If you will put 100 or 100 lines in one go, if something break, maybe you are in a mess, right?
Yes.
Then it's take around 2 hours of time. So I used to put only 3 routes in one go. And if you have a 200 routes, which means you have to run the command around 66 times. This really need time, right?
Yes, sir.
So maybe you can discuss with your team, and you can give that suggestion. Actually, this is how every organization used to work. They used to create a template in the starting only.
Okay, sir.
Yep. Any other questions, guys?
So just one last, it was a statement that SSL decryption is not done on the firewall. Then, I mean, which component is responsible to do that thing? Like in Palo Alto, we see that network processor is doing it, but for other.
So your SSL engine will take care of your SSL decryption.
Okay, so this is within the firewall, or it is a different.
It's a dedicated. We are having engine on your Palo Alto firewall. We are having. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
You
Sir.
have
Got it.
seen in your Oction chip there is a IPsec, there is a
Right.
SSL, and there is a decompression chip. These are the
Right.
dedicated chip who will
Right.
perform these things. There's a lots of information, like they used to strip the layer 7 information. They used to store
Mm-hmm.
into FPTCP segments. Now these
Okay.
segments they used to process. Okay. So just wait for SSL decryption classes. You will get the details then.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yep. Cool. Any other questions, guys? Okay. If you don't have anything, then probably we can drop. Thanks for joining this session, guys. I will share
So
the recording.
that Excel will be to share the details and all those things. is shared,
Yes,
how?
yes.
And
To share these videos details and all, I need your email IDs and all, right? To
okay,
share
so it
the
is
some materials, right?
okay.
So
So we need to share it on the same group, which is prepared for the demo.
no, I think that Excel sheet I have already put there. So you have to just fill your name, mobile number, and email ID. That's it.
Okay. Where you have put it?
It is in group actually. I'll re-put again. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah.
Please try to upload the video page, sir, because we are not
So
able to attend the
as
complete
you know,
class.
as I have mentioned, so today's session and tomorrow's session, you need some time. Okay, we need some time to basically create the everything and all. But from next week onward, you will get your video just after 2 hours of your session. Okay.